here at South Foreland Lighthouse, which is in St Margaret's Bay. The lighthouse here behind us was built in 1842-3. So the reason why the lighthouse is here is because of all of the shipping that's in the area, but also because we've got a stretch of sand called the Goodwin Sands, a big sandbank out in the channel here, which is very dangerous to shipping. So we know that at least 2,000, probably even more, wrecks have happened on or around the Goodwin Sands, and that's why the lighthouse is here, to warn sailors out at sea that the Goodwin Sands are there, and that if they get too close to them they might be in trouble. The lighthouse is quite historically significant. It's been a place of quite a lot of scientific invention and innovation. So we were actually the first lighthouse in the whole world to show an electric light. Michael Faraday came here in 1858, and it was during experiments that he undertook that we showed an electric light for the first time. We are also the site of the first ship-to-shore radio transmission and international radio transmission. Those experiments were led by Marconi. We offer school visits for children of all age ranges. We've had everything from sort of reception age children to children who came from a Dutch technical school who wanted to find out all about the kind of inner workings of the lighthouse and look at it from an engineering viewpoint. For younger children, we do kind of basic tours, and we get them involved with various activities so they can turn the handle on the optic as a lighthouse keeper would have done. We get them to do a few of the lighthouse keeper related jobs, so cleaning windows, having a go on the speaking tubes. Poor lighthouse keepers also had to use a special harness to get off the top of a lighthouse in case of emergency. We don't put the kids in that, but we do allow them to do a bit of teddy abseiling as well. We've also got lots of lovely open space, and we have kites for the children to borrow as well, so they can burn off a bit of energy before they go back to school at the end of the day. You can also park your coach or minibus at the White Cliffs Visitor Centre and do the 2-mile walk along the cliffs. Obviously you can see a lot of ecology, and you can also see some of the remains of the World War II coastal defences in this area. So about 10 minutes from us here is Fan Bay Deep Shelter. That's currently only open to children over the age of 12, and that's kind of 125 steps down into darkness, and you can see where troops would have been stationed and living during the Second World War. There's also 2 sound mirrors which predate the Second World War, but that were integrated as part of that complex. So it's really interesting. That's something that we've only recently opened, and it was quite a big sort of volunteer undertaking to uncover it all. So it's something that's been kind of buried for about 40 years and now is open to the public, so it's quite exciting. Sound mirrors are early listening devices. They predate radar, and they're kind of big concrete dishes, and when you were stood in front of them with a stethoscope or another listening device, you would be able to hear planes that would have been flying out in the channel. Actually, if we hadn't had such a well-developed sound mirror system, then it would have taken quite a lot longer for radar to be so useful to us during the Second World War. So although they're not very well known, there are quite a lot in this area, and yeah, they're an interesting part of our kind of military history. It's just a nice day out for teachers and kids. A lighthouse isn't your usual school trip. I certainly wasn't ever lucky enough to go to a lighthouse when I was younger, so yeah, it's nice. You get a tour and you find out about the history, but you also get time to enjoy the site as well, and to enjoy being on the coast and being on top of the White Cliffs of Dover. So yeah, it's a good balance, I think. A bit of history and a bit of time to enjoy the lovely surroundings.